Hello friends, an exciting event. I want to share with you my Gasteraloe silver swirl is blooming. I didn't know it's gonna ever happen. Here is the flower. Looks kind of like Gasteria more than, well, looks like Aloe too. If you don't know and wanna know what means Gasteraloe, it's a cross between Gasteria and Aloe. Intergeneric hybrid. And usually the flowers will be strong and weaker and weaker and weakest on top, but actually they were drying before opening. And a new one, a new one, a new one, and then the youngest ones actually are the strongest open. Here is one open, and here is another one open. Two open today, and there are some that are still closed. And I didn't know. I thought that it's thinking of flowering or drying. Some of these Gasterias and Gasteraloes, they think of blooming, and then they change their mind. I don't know if you can see it inside. Here is one Gasteria. This one decided finally to grow. Great. Here is one Aloe that's gonna bloom. And here is Aloe blooming, and here are my seeds. You see, I'm cross-pollinating. Today I'm gonna take a pollen from this one and put on a stigma of Gasteraloe. Gasteraloes are usually sterile, but not always. Just like when you cross a horse with a donkey and you make a mule, then most of the mules are not fertile, they cannot have a babies, but there are exceptions. And so I'm looking for an exception. I'm gonna cross-pollinate pollen from you to who is flowering right now, this very decorative Aloe, and pollen from this Aloe onto this Gasteria. And then if it'll work, in about 40 days, 30-40 days, I'll get seeds. And then I plant them. And if I'm lucky, then I'm gonna get another intergeneric hybrid between the two genuses. And I planted for first few months, they're just in a plastic bag, sprouting like that. Very strange way. You would think that succulents don't like wetness, but actually they very much do when they're sprouting first few months. Later on they look like this. You see, here is my hybrids of decorative Aloe that are 1 year old. These were the parents. This parent with that parent made these babies. So, and this parent already is thinking of blooming again to be hybridized with something. I don't know. Maybe this Haworthia or this Gasteria, or with this Aloe. I don't know. Okie dokie. Oh, I was telling you still that how I thought that it might never bloom, that it might dry, that it, instead of taking few weeks to grow from flower bud to this, it took several months. let me show you. I don't have a movie, but I have a photos of it. Here, you see it right here? It stood like that for a couple of months. I thought it won't grow. Then it grew a little bit and stood another month and a half. I thought it'll never grow. You can see how small it was in the beginning. Then it grew very fast already. It did. Once it really decided, here we go, ta-da-da-dum, ta-dum, ta-dum, grew a big stem of flowers. But the problem was that the stem of the flowers had just flower buds that were drying, no flowers. So I thought nothing will happen. Then it'll start to have a little bigger flower buds. And today morning, ta-dum, ta-dum, 1, 2 opened. And so I can cross-pollinate, and if I'll succeed, then you can say that you saw the video of historical moment when the parent of a future intergeneric F2 generation, second generation hybrid, first time bloomed. Okay, friends, and that is all for today. Reporting an exciting world where nice things happen. Bye-bye.